Hello. So we'll now begin with very brief overview of modern India. जो हमारा 1 महीने का प्लान था of covering the primer, we have dedicated 2 weeks for ancient, 2 for modern India. अब शुरुआत मॉडर्न की होगी. Now, to discuss that, I'll go through 2-3 major stages. The same format, new subject, new source, and some different kind of analysis. Now, first thing first. Let us look at the syllabus of UPSC for modern India. It is given quite in detail, officially. We start our history with the European penetration into India, especially settlements, Portuguese and Dutch, English and French. Now, some of this part is actually technically in the medieval time because Portuguese came to India even before Mughals came to India. तो वो थोड़ा सा medieval वाला हिस्सा है. Nonetheless, because it is Europeans who are coming, we categorize them in this context. So we have Portuguese and Dutch, English and French, and conflict between them to conquer India. With their internal conflict resolved and British emerging victorious, the second part is how they expand over entire India and conquer entire India. So we go from region to region, and although they fought innumerable wars in every part of India, our main concern is Carnatic, that is South India. Secondly, Bengal. Thirdly, Tipu Sultan ka area, that is Mysore region. Fourthly, Marathas. And fifthly, we have Punjab. बस ये 5 एरिया इंपॉर्टेंट है. We do not bother much about how they conquered Awadh. We don't go into details of Nepalese war. ये हमें नहीं करना है. Syllabus wise, officially also and PYQs also, both of them give us single trend. ये 5 एरिया इंपॉर्टेंट. Carnatic, Bengal, Mysore, Maratha, Punjab. These are the 5 major areas. In every area, they fought multiple wars. 2-4 wars हुए हैं. हर war के अपने causes है and consequences है. And we will cover all of them. Then, while they are conquering India, on the area that they have already conquered, they start creating a semblance of administration. And that process is in the 3rd chapter, early structure of the British Raj. So initially, what are the acts promulgated by British Parliament? How those translate into the structural evolution within India. So ये colonial state का structure कैसे evolve हो रहा है, उसके बारे में. And this evolution also occurred in multiple phases. Initial phase, which we tend to call as mercantile phase, हम उसकी बात करेंगे डिटेल में बाद में. The second phase we call as industrial phase, and third as financial phase. So the kind of administrative structure British evolved, it could be for tax collection, revenue collection, for police, for army, for judiciary and laws, etc. इसका जो evolution है वो हर era में अलग-अलग होता है. We have to see how they evolve. That is 3rd chapter. And then the 4th chapter, which I think is a very, very important chapter, how British exploited India economically. क्योंकि जो बाकी सारी चीजें हैं, political conquest हो, administrative structure हो, ये किया क्यों जा रहा है? To ensure that India is denuded of its wealth so that London becomes rich. तो जो economic exploitation जो हुआ है, उसके अलग-अलग points क्या है? They are all summarized in section 4. It could be in the primary sector of agriculture, secondary sector of textile craft and industry, and tertiary about trade and finance. हमें वो सारा देखना है. Then we come to social cultural developments. This is often neglected but important part of colonization. जब अंग्रेज इंडिया में आए, not only they brought the administrative structure and exploitation of economy, but also they led to some intended and unintended both socio-cultural consequences. तो generally from the British side, यहाँ पे जो कुछ change लाए गए, socially and culturally, they are also here. So these first 5 chapters are actually from the British side. वो लोग हम पे क्या कर रहे हैं? That is the main thing. The first thing is their arrival. Second thing is political conquest. Third thing, administrative setup. Fourth thing, economic exploitation. And fifth thing, socio-cultural changes that they brought in within India. Now, once this part is done, we enter the second part. The second part is how Indians are responding. So same kahani from Indian side now. How Indians are responding to those changes. And the first response comes through obviously socio-cultural, socio-religious movement. Politically, we were weak. टेक्नोलॉजिकली वी आर बैकवर्ड, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिवली वी डोंट हैव कैपेसिटी, मिलिट्री खुद की है नहीं। तो पहले तो क्या है, हमें खुद को अच्छा करना है। सो देयर स्टार्टेड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल इन डिफरेंट एरियाज स्टार्टेड टू क्रिटिसाइज आवरसेल्फ इन लाइट ऑफ मॉडर्निटी, कि हमारे में क्या खामी थी कि हम भी गुलाम बन गए। And those movements wanted to change Indian society and Indian religions to make them in conformity with modern ideas, and at the same time create a precondition possibly for eventual political freedom. So we have those various movements. This is also a very 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 important chapter. यहाँ से एक दो सवाल हर साल आते ही आते हैं, optional also and GS also. This is a very important segment, starting from Bengal to other parts amongst the Hindus and Muslims and Sikhs. From Bengal, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, we take a huge snapshot. वहाँ पे कास्ट रिफॉर्म है, जेंडर रिफॉर्म्स है, रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म्स है, सब कुछ है यहाँ पर। Then we go to, while this kind of social reforms are happening at the middle class, upper caste, elite level in cities, in the countryside, people don't know these modern changes. It could be a peasant or tribal. Their methods of resisting the Europeans are very traditional. वो तलवार लेके निकलते हैं. So we have various movements also of peasants and tribals. Those are categorized in this section. And these movements occurred before and after 1857 both. So इस chapter में Indian response to British rule in a violent way जो रहा है उसको list किया गया है. So we have various peasant movements and tribal movements finally leading up to the Great Revolt of 1857. We have to cover them in detail. We have to go for the systemic analysis of all movements and also specific analysis of individual movements. Finally, we come to 1857. It's a very, very, very interesting chapter. It has the overall change that occurred over historians' views also. British looked at it in different way, then Indians looked at it in different way. After independence, we looked at different way, and today we see totally different questions भी उसके साथ आते हैं, अलग अलग नजरियों के. And then after this 57 का revolt, which almost removed British from India, there came massive overhaul of British administration and policy towards India. That is the consequence of 1857. So that is also covered over here. At the same time, the movements of tribals and peasants before 57 are also different from post 57. So 57 is a very major watershed. उसके पहले उसके बाद इंडिया कैसे चेंज होते गया. We have to cover that also, Indian response. Now, all these responses of peasants and tribals and soldiers and various local rulers and zamindars more or less were suppressed throughout the 19th century. And that led to understanding, इससे हमारा कुछ होना जाना है नहीं. Now we have to come with a different kind of response. And that response was a modern response. Politics of association. Modern politics enter into India. And उसकी जो शुरुआत होती है, that we see factors leading to the birth of Indian nationalism. तो कुछ associations occur in 1820s, 1830s, the last phase of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. From there till the Congress establishment in 1885, we have almost 3 generations life. वो 3 पीढ़ियां हैं, उनकी कहानी यहाँ कवर होती है in politics of association. And ultimately, albeit in a retrospective way, it leads to the formation of All India Indian National Congress. So we have theory and debates surrounding it. कांग्रेस बनी ही क्यों बनाई गई, किसने बनाई, उसके इनिशियल एजेंडा क्या था, उसका कैसे स्ट्रक्चर था, पॉलिटिक्स था, कौन लोग थे, that all is there in this part. And all of us know that they came in 2 major segments, moderates and extremists. So we cover them also here. Moderates and extremists, both of them grew together and tussled together, ultimately leading to generation and decline both of the Swadeshi movement. So that is the Bengal partition and Swadeshi. यहाँ पे आप आके रुक जाते हो. This is the time just before World War I. अब जो पॉलिटिक्स हुआ है during the World War I era, that is, I personally feel very, very important to understand how history is evolving. But if you look at UPSC, they are not much interested in integrating global history with Indian history. कुछ जगह किया है, कुछ जगह जरूर किया है, इकोनॉमी वगैरह, but not much. So if you'll see here, World War I, उसका impact वाला point is not that important. Rather, we focus on India, the rise of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi came back to India in 1915. Until 1919, 1920, he is the most important political leader. तो वहां पे ये सेक्शन आ जाता है, राइज ऑफ गांधी, कैरेक्टर ऑफ गांधीन नेशनलिज्म, गांधी's पॉपुलर अपील, एटसेट्रा. And the initial Gandhian movements like Rowlatt and all these things are covered here. A lot many questions are asked from this area. Now, यहाँ से आगे, if you see very closely, UPSC goes little fast in syllabus. From 1915, 1918 से लेके you come here till Cabinet Mission Plan 1946. In one single chapter, lots of things are covered, but they are covered in linear fashion chronologically. We have Revelat, Khilafat, NCM, CDM, or two phases of CDM, Simon Commission, Nehru Report, Roundtable Conferences, Peasant Movement, Working Class Movement, Cripps Mission, Devel Plan, etc. आप क्लियरली लिनियरली जाते हो, ये वही स्टोरी है जो हम देखते हैं जनरल स्टडीज में भी, एंड वी शैल सी इट हियर आल्सो, बट इन लिटिल बिट मोर नुआंस्ड वे. Then we come to other aspects. While this is going on, you have other developments occurring in India. Indian freedom movement was not only Congress, was not only Gandhian. It had various other strands, especially beginning in 1920s. Lots of these strands jostled with each other for prominence. Working class movement, trade union movement, peasant movement, Kisan Sabha movement, women's movement. We have Dalit movement, caste movements. We also have a Krantikari movement, revolutionary movement. We have CPI coming up. We have communalism, Muslim League, and communal politics. वो सारी चीजें जो है हमें यहाँ देखनी है. We'll focus here, for example, on peasant movement, on working class movement, women's movement. Then we also focus on Krantikari movement and left movement, etc. So these are all parallel strands. And what was the reason of their emergence? What was their contribution? And what was the relationship with mainstream national movement? ये हमें strand by strand समझना है. सवाल यहाँ से खूब आते हैं. In GS, this part is not emphasized much. In optional, this is very important. Then parallelly, we have one more theme, the theme of legal change and constitutional change. Some of the acts that were promulgated from London were Act of 1773, 1784, we have 1813, 1833, 1853, 1858, 1861, 1892. ये सारे acts in 19th century, we have to study them. Well, only 2 or 3 of them are worthy of questions in optional. There we'll focus more. Others will go in enough detail, but not more. Once we enter 20th century, still acts keep coming. 1909, 1919, and 1935, and 46. ये 4 कानून हैं. UPSC has asked enough questions on 1909, 1919, and 1935. काफी सवाल पूछ चुकी है. So it is called as constitutional development. So we have before 1857 also, it is covered earlier in the evolution of structure of administration, and post 57 will be covered over here. The strands are there. And finally, we have the politics of separatism. Indian independence did come. It came with partition. वो दाग दाग उजाला, वो शब्दगति दास, वो जो कविता है फैज अहमद फैज की, जो इंतजार था उसका, वो शहर तो नहीं. So we have to study why we got independence, how we got independence. Also, why was India partitioned? How was it partitioned? That also is an important part. At the end of it, we also have a very small section of post-independence India. So we treat it as a separate section. इसके किताबें अलग हैं, इसके notes अलग हैं, lectures भी अलग होंगे, coverage भी अलग से होगा. The importance of the post-independence India has varied over the years. Sometimes UPSC has asked only 1 or maximum 2 questions, sometimes 0 questions also. So although we'll take almost 1 week or more to cover this, from exam point of view, modern India is much, much more important than post-independence. In the post-independence era, the focus is India's emergence as a free nation trying to grapple with a lot of problems. Problems in which economic problems, language problems, we have foreign policy problems and battles and wars, we have development issues, we have planning issues, we have election, bringing democracy, all those things are there. So how we managed with all of them. And then somewhat, हमारा timeline कहाँ पे खत्म होता है exactly modern India का, we are not very clear. UPSC has not specified it. So we have till what time we should come. UPSC is not very open. Mostly it is presumed that till the time Pandit Nehru is alive, he passed away in 1964. तो 64 तक का इतिहास पढ़ना है हमें. But there are some sections in which we have to go beyond 64 also. Especially शास्त्री जी के बारे में अब चीजें कुछ आना शुरू हुई है. तो मे बी विल कवर 2-3. तो मिड 60s, एंड ऑफ 60s तक हम आएंगे. That's where we stop. So it requires another extra 1 week. So when we think of modern India, we do not think of post-independence. It's a separate independent section for us. Okay? Now this is just a very brief introduction. It is not sufficient. We have to go in much more details. But let me tell you one thing. As a part of primer course, I'll give you the schedule of on which day, which chapter to study. Our main point is to take, while reading, you have to look at PYQs. I just want to illustrate to all of you how PYQs become extremely important. Now, let me show you. It is just a copy paste from our PYQ booklet, जो पोथी है हमारी. Look at this PYQ analysis illustration. We have one topic in our syllabus: rise of Gandhi, character of Gandhi and nationalism, Gandhi's popular appeal. That's all. तो इसमें आता क्या क्या है, पढ़े कहाँ से. If I want to be Gandhian scholar, तो मुझे पढ़ने के लिए 1000 किताब है. What is UPSC's intention behind asking this section? That becomes clear only and only when we look at the PYQs properly. And the PYQs are not to be just listed, they need to categorize properly. And this is a good categorization जो उसके अंदर के छुपे themes को उजागर करता है. And you will come to know year after year वही themes बार बार आ रही है, provided you know accurate categorization. For example, Gandhi's rise to power. It is one very important thing. Gandhi came to India in 1915. For 1 year, उनका तो मौन व्रत था. मौन व्रत मतलब he was not commenting on Indian politics. He was just going across India. Except शायद एक बार बात 1916 में किए थे BHU के समय. वो एक ही exception है, बड़ा interesting exception है वो. But till 1917, Gandhi did not participate. So Gandhi's rise to power. When he came to India, he was a famous leader, but he was not the main leader of India, of freedom movement, and of Congress. Through various local movements like Champaran, Kheda, and Ahmedabad, and then one national movement, LevelUp Satyagraha, which is outside Congress, a non-Congress movement led by Gandhiji only. How Gandhiji came at the center of entire politics. How did he become the main figure of Indian politics? पूरा जो transformation है, how can one explain Gandhi's rise to power? It was asked in foreign service also, a forest service exam also. So we have this question. ये एक theme है, Gandhi's rise to power. तो rise of Gandhi is a point in syllabus. यहाँ पे 4 सवाल हैं. Similarly, early Gandhian movements, we have couple of questions. Then we have Gandhian leadership style and method. उसके qualities क्या थे and उसका criticism क्या था. We have questions from both the sides. 5 questions are asked so far. Then we have Gandhian program, उसका एनालिसिस, कंस्ट्रक्टिव मेथड हो, स्वदेशी मूवमेंट के साथ सिमिलैरिटी हो, गांधी एंड रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर का डिबेट हो ऑन एजुकेशन. वी हैव अब जो रिसेंट क्वेश्चन जिसका हमने BTQ भी रिकॉर्ड किया था अभी, इंडियनाइजेशन ऑफ कॉलोनियल नेशनल, ये सारे गांधी प्रोग्राम के बारे में आते हैं. सो वी शुड नीड टू नो व्हाट गांधी रिप्रेजेंटेड बियॉन्ड अहिंसा एंड सत्याग्रह. वो तो है ही है, बट बियॉन्ड सत्याग्रह अहिंसा, व्हाट वाज गांधीयन मूवमेंट लाइक, उसका एनालिसिस क्रिटिकली ऑफ एवरी सिंगल इकोनॉमी ऑफ गांधी, उसके बारे में क्रिटिसिज्म. जैसे यहाँ पे पूछा, राइट क्रिटिकल नोट ऑन गांधीज रोल इन सॉल्विंग कम्युनल प्रॉब्लम. इट्स अ वेरी ओल्ड क्वेश्चन ऑफ 1981. सो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन है महात्मा गांधी एंड टैगोर का डिफरेंस ओवर एजुकेशन. सो गांधी एंड एजुकेशन, गांधी एंड इकोनॉमी, गांधी एंड communal problem, you have to have idea of all of them. This is very clear from the PYQs. And then overall Gandhi's significance, it is nothing but a summarization and putting him in historical context. Why was he important? उनके बिना क्या होता, क्यों important थे वो. So these are the 5 main themes that come out of the PYQ analysis if you categorize them properly. So rise of Gandhi, character of Gandhian nationalism, and Gandhi's popular appeal, ये क्वेश्चन यहाँ से आते हैं. I'll give you, तो यहाँ पे this example proves कि syllabus में है एक point. If you look at PYQ, we get 5 different perspectives, and if you map them properly, we are ready for the exam. So how much in detail we should go? PYQs tell us. इसका काउंटर एग्जाम्पल भी है. How much detail we should not go into, PYQs also tell us. I'll take Gandhi only, दोबारा यहीं पे. Now we know in our syllabus we have three major Gandhi movements: NCM, CDM, and QIM. Non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. अगर आप बस इन तीन मूवमेंट को पढ़ो, in book of Bipin Chandra, in IGNU, in NCRT, in the Shekhar Bandyopadhyay, we have so many details. Regional analysis, causes, stages, everything. It gets so confusing. आप याद ही रख पाते. इवन स्पेक्ट्रम में इतने पन्ने दिए हुए हैं, लोग रटते रह जाते हैं. नहीं रटना, not required. Look at UPSC and where it is focusing on, उनका इंटरेस्ट क्या है. When it comes to first movement, non-cooperation movement, NCM, causes are important. Second thing is not geographic spread. It's not temporal evolution. It is communal dimension. Major issue. We have NCM खिलाफत connection. साथ में गांधी ले आए थे उनको खिलाफत मूवमेंट को. And secondly, the Mopla rebellion. The most important, if you go even by frequency analysis, more than causes, more than khilafat, the most important thing is Mopla rebellion.
सर यहाँ पे आज तक कोहार्ट पे क्वेश्चन नहीं आया ना, लेकिन
Yes, कोहार्ट पे was 1923-25 नहीं आया.
may appear, I don't know.
Yes.
क्योंकि वो भी उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हुआ था.
Correct.
मोपला तो पूछ लिया उन्होंने 2-3 बार,
Yes.
बट कोहार्ट नहीं पूछा.
तो थोड़ा सा मैं इसको और कॉन्टेक्स्ट ना, तो मोपला के बाद कोहार्ट है. 1921 to 25 बहुत ही ज्यादा कम्युनल राइट्स है. 25 में आरएसएस की स्थापना भी. हाँ, उसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट है वो सर. तो कई बार पीपल डोंट से इट ओपनली एंड डायरेक्टली, बट मोपला रिबेलियन का डायरेक्ट कॉन्सिक्वेंस हो जाता है विदिन आरएसएस का क्रिएशन. सो इन बट दिस क्वेश्चंस हैव कम 2018 से पहले तो 2000, 1990, 1986. इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक इन एवरी बुक, राइट विंग हो या लेफ्ट विंग हो. ये बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक. कभी
भी यूपीएससी का घूमता है ना, यहाँ पे भी पहुंच सकता है.
स्पेशली अभी इस साल ये गुजर गए हैं जो हिस्टोरियन Panikkar,
हाँ, केएम पणिक्कर.
Panikkar का, he was from Kerala and he has done major work on this issue. तो ये क्वेश्चन इस बार 25 के लिए, 26 के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है.
यस,
है ना. बट एनीवे, सो वी हैव मोपला.
यूपीएससी ये जरूर करता है कि जो हिस्टोरियन गुजरता है वो उसका तुरंत क्वेश्चन पूछ लेता है.
तो वी हैव कॉजेस. खिलाफत कनेक्शन was Gandhi's mistake. It was to go with खिलाफत and the Mopla rebellion. And then the consequences of sudden withdrawal क्या है? Was it right? Because Gandhi ने खुद कहा कि भाई movement suspended after चौरी चौरा. So when we study NCM, we study these four things. यहाँ पे इसका, and ये चारों जो arguments है ना, चारों themes, these are analytical, these are historiographical, these are main debates. हमें facts ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए. स्पेक्ट्रम पढ़ोगे तो you get 10 facts. नहीं याद रह सकते, मेरे भी याद नहीं है. But once you know 4 dimensions, we know 4 arguments from this side, 4 from that side. दो इतिहासकार वहां से, दो इतिहासकार यहाँ से. Standard introduction, conclusion, ready मेरा notes. एक पेज में, literally in one page, you can finish entire NCM with full historiography and all the requisite details. Similarly, we go to CDM. CDM भी, if you go into books, it covers equal number of pages. But if you look at the questions, बस 3 मुद्दे हैं. First, again, causes. Secondly, we have business pressure. It's a very typical Marxist theme, Smith Sarkar wali. कि गांधी जी was under the, he was कठपुतली for the business class. कि
masses movement को चला रहे थे और business break का काम कर रहा था.
And the third thing is Karachi Congress. Direct connection है, क्योंकि if you go by this theory of business pressure on Mahatma Gandhi to go for some kind of Mandavali with British, the main argument that they give is the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Within it happened in March 1931, और उसी महीने कराची कांग्रेस भी होती है. So Karachi Congress takes opposite side, how national movement got more radicalized. So एक तरफ वहां पे है negotiation, एक तरफ है more radicalization and the entry of youth.
उसी साल
भगत सिंह वाला,
भगत सिंह को फांसी भी दी गई.
Yes. So we have these things connected. So when you think of CDM, these are the only issues that matter to us. And then we come to Quit India movement. Again, यहाँ पे भी you have only 2 issues. Gandhi, did he forgo his ahimsa and allow violence when he said do or die? करो या मरो. तो Gandhi and violence का connection. And दूसरा, was it a spontaneous revolution? कि कांग्रेस लीडरशिप थी नहीं थी फर्क नहीं पड़ता, लोग जो चाहे वो कर रहे हैं. So these are the two distinctive characteristics of Quit India movement, जहां से बार बार सवाल आ रहा है. So when you look at these questions now, what it is very clear to us when we study from our books, NCM, CDM, QIM, we have many pages. If I just put these three movements together, कम से कम 70-80 पन्ने हो जाएंगे किताब के of any major standard book. But all it boils down to are only 3 issues per movement majorly. Now 10 issue है. 3 pages में तीनों movement आ जाते हैं if you have understanding of PYQ. That's why we always say, read PYQs again and again, and this categorization is extremely important. So my strong suggestion is this, that as I will give you a schedule for on which date, which chapter to be read, before the chapter and after the chapter, दोनों समय आपको PYQ पढ़ना है दिन में हर बार. बस एक point है, for our convenience, for your convenience, and for much better and deeper understanding, the way in which we shall study modern India, it is little bit different than the way it is given in the official syllabus. Official syllabus is copied from the very old IGNOU syllabus of 20 years ago. उस समय का तरीका ठीक था वो. But what we realized over the years, that if I teach in that sequence, it is difficult to have interconnections. So for better interconnections, we have restructured or resequenced the same points in different format. So when you look at our PYQ book, in our PYQ book, you will see questions are arranged in little bit different frame than they are given in the syllabus. सारे वही सवाल हैं, थोड़ा restructure किया हुआ है. But you don't be bothered about it at all right now. When we start modern India in the class, I will discuss that structure in detail to all of you. So don't worry about that. Now, after telling you how to use PYQ, then I will do the same analysis of PYQs very quickly. Look at the trend of the questions. In the era, I have taken a different time frame than Vishal sir here. My idea was that we have the last 5 years, previous 5 years, the latest trend, overall 10 years, the little bit medium range trend, and then the questions before the 10 years. So the reference is 2016 and 2025 and 2021. But it doesn't make a lot of difference. The trend is very clear. The older questions focused on political history. They focused on very conventional economic history, and they focus on personalities which are individual actors.
रट्टा वाली पढ़ाई चाहिए.
Yes, it was full ratta. It was narrative based and fact based. It was, I think हम थोड़ा लेट में जन्म को आए, शायद 20 साल पहले जन्म हो जाता हमारा,
IAS बन के कहीं
तो ये UPSC अटेंड करना काफी आसान हो जाता. लेकिन so these were isolated events and narratives, and we had events, causes, chronology, consequences, what happened. That's all. It was memory based. Then it changed in the midst of the last decade, and we went into more of the interpretation. The thematic balance also changed. Social history, new time of economic aspects, and personalities as ideological actors. Those things have come in. Majorly, these are historiographical topics. They don't ask you what happened, they ask you why it happened. You have to have analytical perspective. And I'll be very honest, जब ये जमाना था 2016 के पहले वाला, तब किताबें कौन सी थी? Spectrum was useful there even for option. But once you come this era, Spectrum तो आउटडेट हो गया 10 साल पहले. एक किताब है जो पहले भी चलती थी, आज भी चल सकती है, वो स्मिथ सरकार. स्मिथ सरकार की रेड बुक, जो इट्स अ प्रॉपर रेड बुक, लाइक चेयरमैन माओ का जो होता था वैसे. He was a Tamil historian.
केवल 1885 onwards ही कवर करता है.
Yes,
he covered for different themes. Yes. Few themes, tribal peasant revolts कवर करते हैं, लेकिन उसके अलावा नहीं.
तो उस किताब के 2 मेजर फ्लॉज है. एक तो इट कवर्स हिस्ट्री फ्रॉम कांग्रेस फॉर्मेशन ऑनवर्ड्स, एंड सेकंड बुक वाज रिटन इन 1983.
पुरानी हो गई.
तो किताब को भी लिख के पूरे 2 पीढ़ियां चली गई है, तो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड.
कई सारे नए इंटरप्रिटेशंस.
यस, तो इसलिए वो किताब भी इतनी यूजफुल नहीं है. देन वी हैव विपिन चंद्रा's book, the big book, India Struggle World. वो किताब आज भी अच्छी है, but it doesn't give you all the views and all the aspects. So there are only 2 books which people study now. एक है शेखर बंदोपाध्याय, but which is quite difficult to start with. I'll cover all the themes of Bandyopadhyay for exam in our classes. Don't worry, you do not pick that book right up. जैसे उपेंद्र सिंह का स्थान है एंशिएंट में, रेफरेंस बुक, सेम स्थान शेखर बंदोपाध्याय का है मॉडर्न में, रेफरेंस बुक, नॉट द प्राइमरी बुक. परेशान हो जाओगे फालतू में।
हम लोग अभी जैसे उपिंदर सिंह की किताब का हमने बताया था कि किस तरह से उसको पढ़ना है।
सिर्फ वीडियो अभी तक कोई पब्लिक गया नहीं है, बट
अच्छा, तो नहीं, वी आर गोइंग टू डू दैट फॉर दिस।
so we'll record 2 videos, one for analyzing Upinder Singh's book, other for analyzing the Sekhar Bandyopadhyay book. Both of them will be on YouTube for all of you in a few days. But main point is Bandyopadhyay book becomes important from this era onwards because the questions have changed the tone. They are more interpretative, understanding best, and that book is answering all those themes. But post-COVID, in last 5 years, some new themes have started to come up. And those themes are not easily gettable from even Bandyopadhyay. And those are subaltern, economy, and ideology. And then we have personality agents of broader change, especially which are very conceptual and interlinkage based. Administration and ideology, social change and administration, ये सारे सवाल अब आना शुरू हो गए हैं. So for that we need little bit deeper understanding. But एक बार सर पता है ये क्वेश्चन लगते
वो
बड़े
ना, वो किसी एक किताब में नहीं मिलेगा।
Yes.
जो प्रेजेंटली किताबें अवेलेबल है वो नहीं मिलेगा, वो हमारे नोट्स में लेकिन जरूर है।
नोट्स मिलेगा, उसके क्लासेस भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट माय पॉइंट इज कि ना बच्चों को घबराने की जरूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है. But once you get a knack of it, you can crack any question open. But एक 2 महीने की बात होती है,
मेथड एक बार समझ जाए,
yes, then it becomes very easy. So synthesis
चीजें रिकॉल नहीं करनी पड़ेंगी, you will be able to generate those.
It requires some practice though. Same analysis we have percentage wise also, कि आपके पास इन द देखो मॉडर्न इंडिया में क्या होता है, we tend to focus more on freedom movement. If you look at NCERT also, new NCERT, if you look at Bandyopadhyay's book, not Bandyopadhyay's book, but Bipin Chandra's book, etc., their main focus is कांग्रेस की स्थापना से लेकर इंडिपेंडेंस 1985 to 1947. But if you look at UPSC's questions, you'll come to know that pre-1857 also is very important. If earlier it was more important, still now it is 40% of the paper is pre-1857. Similarly, it is almost 5% extra paper is pre-Congress. तो कांग्रेस की स्थापना, एक्सट्रीमिस्ट, मॉडरेट्स, स्वदेशी, गांधीयन, क्रांतिकारी, लेफ्टिस्ट, कम्युनलिज्म सब पकड़ के बस आधा पेपर है, half the paper, and before Congress is half the. So if we are covering modern India in 35 to 40 lectures, 35 तो मिनिमम लग जाएंगे हमें, आधे लेक्चर्स 17-18 लेक्चर्स we shall be covering before Congress, because that is the proportion and depth required for paper also. Only good book that does that is the old NCERT of Bipin Chandra, and we will be reading that book in our exercise, and that book has the correct proportion of every chapter chronologically as per the need of the examination. Similarly, if you go thematically also, you come to know the questions on political type have decreased from 45 to 20%. It's a massive आधे हो गए direct political questions, but we have social and economic questions rising. Now, social and economic history of modern India collectively is about 60%. The importance of administration, constitutional development, different laws has remained by and large constant. So main thing is political history has become less important, socio-economic has become more important. That's the second takeaway for us. So दो major trends है. Pre-Congress also is equally important, and socio-economic is also very important, not only political history. And these are some of the links to some important resources जो आपके पास already है. I just wanted to put them together. Our main booklet, sir मैं इसका नाम रख ही रहा हूँ, the Pothi. And then the same questions in the year-wise PDF on our website. If you कई बार क्या होता है ना, one should always look at the papers. Not only segregated questions, but main paper दिखता कैसे है, choice कैसे आते हैं. So it also helps in better insights. So we have this. We have our discussion videos of last 2 years on YouTube, 2024 and 25 if you want to watch them, latest questions. Toppers answer copies also from test series. इस साल के सारे टॉप 100 के जो 4 टॉपर्स है यहाँ पे है, बाकी भी है. And then Telegram channel for History Optional, which is the public channel. I think most of you may be already the member of those channels. Now come to the primer course का 2 weeks वाला plan. So we have 2 books of Bipin Chandra. One book is the standard 12 NCERT, the old NCERT, and the other book is the same book republished by Orient Black Swan. आप दोनों में से कोई भी किताब ले लो, it is 90% the same, 10% difference है. Difference भी क्यों है? Because NCERT can't be published by a private publisher. हुआ ये था कि this NCERT was in operation since 1980s, but it was banned by Vajpayee government because the author is Marxist. So when it was banned, it was थोड़ा सा modified to make it a new book, and it was published privately in 2005-6 के आसपास कभी. So it is by and large the same book. When the Vajpayee government was gone and UPA government came, they did not reinstate the old books. Perhaps for 1 year रखा था उन्होंने 1 साल, but they brought new NCERTs. I think all of you are students of those new era NCERTs.
2009 में शायद नहीं आई थी ना?
हाँ, 7-8-9 में करीब आए थे. So by and large, these are one. अगर आपके पास कोई भी इसमें से कोई भी एक बुक हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. You can pick up any book and go ahead. There is no right and left here. दोनों लगभग 90% एक ही है. So what I'm doing is giving you the entire table of content date wise. कल से शुरू होता है Monday. We have 13 days. On 13 days we have chapters. In this book, NCERT, you have first chapter. यहाँ पे you have 2 chapters. They have added some details over here. The Mughal decline and other things थोड़ा separate किया हुआ है, but by and large same. After that, everything else is same sequence, same themes, same topics. Ultimately, you have 13 days, 13 chapters. If you see very closely, of those 13 chapters, very interestingly, you have only these chapters that come after 1857. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 18, एक तरफ 5 out of 13, 5 chapters है post 1857 and 8 chapters है pre 1857. That is a good, not every chapter same number of length, उसके पन्ने ज्यादा कम भी है, but फिर भी that is a good proportion we need to carry for optional. ठीक है? So this is the thing. 31st को will have the same exam, 5 questions, very simple, very basic, which you should be able to write. We'll discuss them, and then from the first we'll have regular classes every single day. 3 दिन ancient, 3 दिन modern. Just 2 announcement. एक तो जिनका बैठक अभी तक बचा हुआ है, we have बैठक today also, and we'll have day after tomorrow also. We'll finish the बैठक sessions. Secondly, do try to write summaries. You don't have to be accurate, you don't have to be comprehensive, you don't have to be सुंदर. लिखना जरूरी है. That is very important. Do write it and submit every single day. ठीक है?